Mavericks. We're going to talk about context clues again today. But before we get started, I just wanted to review the anchor chart that we talked about yesterday. Hopefully you have it somewhere in your notebook if you were able to print it out or write it down, so that while you're reading, when you come to tricky words, you can just pull this out and use it to help you solve those tricky words. So remember that sometimes the author will give you the definition of the tricky word in the sentence after or before the actual tricky word. Sometimes the author will use synonyms or similar words with like meanings to help you solve that tricky word. Sometimes the author will give you an example of the tricky word. So like here we had device, and our examples are such as the phone or MP3 player. And then sometimes you're just going to have to use inferencing, which requires you to use your background knowledge or schema along with what you know is going on in the story to help you solve that tricky word. Okay, today we're gonna watch a brain pop on context clues, and then we're gonna put your context clues to the test with a short quiz. Okay, so please make sure you're looking at the screen, ready to go, so that we can watch this video. Okay. Sorry, guys. Let's see if this will load.
You realize that the world is full of cravens who pretend to be heroes.
Quiet, Moby. You know Throne of Kings is my favorite show. Oh, craven is another word for coward.
A mind needs books as a sword needs a whetstone if it is to keep its edge.
Yeah, I guess there are a lot of confusing words in this show. Dear Tim and Moby, what are context clues? My English teacher says they can help me improve my vocabulary, but I'm not sure what she's talking about. Help. From George. Well, George, when we talk about context, we're talking about something's surroundings. You know, like the setting or the backdrop. Take a look at this picture. Can you tell what's missing by looking at the context? Heck yeah, a baseball. You can do the same detective work with words. Let me grab my Throne of Kings books and I'll show you. Yes, I've read them all. That's why I appreciate the show on a much deeper level than you. Anyway, when you see a word you don't know, it's usually surrounded by words you do know. So look at those words and see if they can help you fill in the blank. Take this for example. After dinner, a group of mummers entertained the guests by acting out the story of an evil wizard. You probably don't know the word mummer, but look at what the author says. The mummers entertain people and they act out stories. Can you think of another group of entertainers who act out stories? Right, actors. Mummers is an old-timey word for actors. Of course, there are different ways to look for context clues. Sometimes a mystery word can be defined by its antonyms or opposites. Take this passage. Unlike his genteel brother, Hubert displayed poor manners and crude behavior. The mystery word is genteel. From the context, we know that it's the opposite of someone who's crude and has bad manners. Right again. The word genteel describes someone who's classy and dignified, like that guy. You can also figure out a mystery word by looking for synonyms or words that mean the same thing. Here, take this one. King Adenoid owned the fleetest horse in the realm, far faster and nimbler than any horse in the 12 counties. Fleetest isn't a word we see too often, but let's take a closer look. First, it ends in the suffix est, like biggest, smartest, and richest. So the king's horse must be the best or most at something. But what? In the same sentence, it says the horse is faster and nimbler than anyone else. Those are the synonyms we're looking for. It's the fastest and nimblest horse in the kingdom. Okay, just one more trick. Sometimes a mystery word will be surrounded by examples that can tip off its meaning. Check out this excerpt. Royalton City was filled with cathedrals, castles, and other huge edifices.
Guys, I want you to try now and see if you know what edifices means based on this sentence and what we've learned so far. Can you write it down in your notebook? And we'll check the answer in just a second.
Now, castles and cathedrals are both examples of big flying monkeys. No. They're buildings, Moby. A cathedral's a building, so's a castle. So edifices means buildings. That's true. Sometimes there just isn't enough context to figure a word out. When that happens, there's no shame in using a dictionary.
The thanes of these hibernal climes are mere vassals of the Iron Throne.
All right, guys. So after watching this video and our practice yesterday and reviewing our anchor chart, I'd like you to go into Canvas and try and do this context clues minor grade. Okay, it is a minor grade. I just want to remind you that all assignments on Canvas really need to be done by you and you only. If you do have any questions, please join one of my live Q&As and I'm happy to help. Okay, this quiz will be open today and due on Friday. Okay, so please make sure that you get this completed so that you don't have any missing assignments. Thank you guys. Have a great day.